We deserve to be happy. I thought of that even as a young girl. Pa was gentle. He seldom spoke, but he would sit by me when I needed him, with his big hand on my head, smelling of warmth and aftershave. Sometimes when we were alone, he'd lean down with a twinkle in his eye. "Don't tell Ma," he'd say, and slip a piece of candy into my pocket. We'd share a quiet laugh. Ma was kind. She always smiled and sang. When she moved, it was like life followed her around the room. I was gloomy, different from Ma, but she liked to lean over, brush the hair out of my face and say, "I am so proud that you are my daughter," and we'd share a tight hug. Then, there was my sister. I thought she was the best sister in the world. When I was growing and the pains of sadness shot through me, I would pad into her sunny room for love and protection. We would often talk about our dreams with each other. I didn't have much to share, but her answer was always that she wanted to keep our family happy forever, including me. She would say that and laugh. She was the one who took after Ma. I took after Pa in some ways. I was reserved like him, but Pa was intelligent. Well, I had nothing. My sister was warm and bright and healthy. She radiated energy, and I was just a plain little dandelion drinking in her light. See, I was born with a weak heart. I came down with frequent fevers, and it worried my family. Got to the point where I started to believe that things would have been better if I had never been born. I cried often. My sister would always calm me down when I was having one of my fits. Being with her was like dozing in a warm sunshine. And she shone over all in Rivayle. My sister was born with mysterious abilities. Neither Pa nor Ma had even an ounce of magic running through their veins. So I thought my sister's powers were a gift from the heavens. She could read minds. She illuminated the dreams of every man, woman, and child in Rivayle. And she was always ready with an encouraging word or a helping hand, turning wish into reality. She would often brush off the praise I'd give her, but then would remind me that her gifts are mine as well, because we were family. As she spoke of that, a shadow crept into her voice. I didn't learn this till later, but she was born with the magic that should have been mine. The doctor said if that magic had been left to me, I would have come into this world a healthy baby with a normal working heart. My sister had apparently known for a while, and the entire time, the guilt had been eating away at her. When she finally confessed to me, I just smiled at her. I bet I looked more like her than I ever did in my life. I told her not to be sorry and that Ma, Pa, and I still adore her. That was the truth of it. And I was happy with how things were. There was a way my sister could transfer the magic back to me. She wanted to, but I wouldn't let her. I heard that it would ruin her health. And either way, we already had our roles. When I told her that, my sister wept. That got Ma started and she cried for an entire day. Pa tried to keep a stiff upper lip, but his eyes weren't dry for very long either. I leaped a little, but for the most part I was beaming, happy as a bluebird. We were family, and that was enough. Time passed, and we grew up, and finally, I found my calling. I wanted to become a seamstress. I always did have deft fingers. I could knit, sew, embroider, and I enjoyed making clothes. And my dream, I told my family, was to own a dressmaker shop. "Well," said Ma, "I'm good at waiting on customers." "Well," said Pa, "I could keep the books." "And if you're looking for a model," said my sister, laughing, What better person than me? I cried. For the first time in my life, I cried tears of joy. It should have been smooth sailing till the end of our days. So why? Why did this happen? Am I a fool for asking? Justice is blind and the world is senseless. Maybe it's as simple as that. In Rivayle, people die. Violent deaths. To pass on quietly is a rare blessing. Now I thought we were blessed, but I was wrong. We were out shopping when a crazed man with a knife charged us like a bull on fire. First, he stabbed Pa. Then he cut Ma. Then my sister. Then me. It all happened so quickly I didn't even think to scream. There was just the cold metal slipping through my flesh. I can feel it even now. The man stood over me, the sun spilling around his shoulders, reddening his ears and shadowing his face. His laughter rushed out frenzied, uncontrolled, like water burst from a dam. Then he turned and left, and all that remained was the torn-up bodies of my family. Feeling scared, I looked towards my sister. We laid face down in the dust. My cheeks were wet. Could have been tears, could have been blood. It was too hard to tell. She told me that not all hope was lost. If my sister used her powers, one person could be saved. Pa was gone. Ma was too. But me and her? Funny how she thought there was even a choice, when the truth of the matter is that only one of us was worthy of surviving this mess. I, of course, wanted her to live. She needed to keep shining for Rivayle. She had things I did not have. She could help people I could not help. There was no two ways about it. She should have been the one to live. She smiled and said her last words. I love you. A light wafted from her body. It paused, pulsing gently into the hot air. Then it disappeared into me. She was always ready with an encouraging word or a helping hand, turning wish into reality, and unearthed the treacherous seed in me, hoping to live. I never wished to live, but she knew that was a lie. I bit my lip until they foamed with blood. I clenched my fist until they dripped red. And lost alone in that sea, I had a revelation. My sister. She was murdered. Not by the man who chopped her and my family to pieces, but by me and my misfortune. I was the one who killed her. The root of all evil, the enemy I've sought for, was my own self.